Well, the only way to get better is to do it more, man.
I know, right?
You got to get back on that horse and ride.
I just
You got to ride tanks, and you got to eat that ass. You just got to get in there, and you just got to go.
I need to take a wide,
as deep as you can get.
Just go
as deep as you can get.
Go fucking deep in those back walls of woe.
Yep.
He's not even here, Tanks.
You know what I'm saying, Rem?
Yeah, you got to eat that ass, Tanks. You got to eat that ass.
You got to mop that shit up like you're the fucking Toxic Avenger.
Eat the booties like it's Cheerios.
Yeah.
No, eat the booty like groceries.
That one's not bad, but you're doing a rim job and you're not playing any drums, Tanks.
And a REM job is an unsatisfying experience with REM.
What? All right, you guys are gross. Far. I don't need to know about your jerk off habits. Okay.
I like to go to like Reddit and then go to Pornhub.
Yeah. I like to look in the mirror, stare at myself in the eyes while I'm coming. That's because I only love me. Hey, Walter.
Hey, I came back at the right time.
Absolutely.
Hey, do you aim it like at yourself, like in the mirror? Is that how you do it?
Tanks, that's a joke. God damn it.
I use my cell phone like a normal.
Right before I fall asleep, because it's the only thing that helps me close my eyes and go to
Rem
sleep.
was all like, "How long does it take to smoke a cigarette?"
All right, Randy, mute everybody who needs to be muted. Walter, I'm going to start the show off by yelling at Jules for a little bit, so I'm sorry.
Okay.
I apologize.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting this.
That's totally
and
fine.
I gotta be an objective bystander.
No, you don't.
In this.
No, you don't. All right. Let's, gentlemen, everybody, and ladies, let's do it. Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 171 of the Rich Dickman Show, the podcast that's slightly better than mediocre. I am your host, Rem, once again back at you, sliding down that ear canal. I hope it's clean, not a lot of wax. That sounds gross. Ever seen a bunch of earwax come out of somebody's ears? It's awful. Randy, I'm sure you know about that. Anyways, we're back. We're doing this thing again. Randy, are you ready? Let's go. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, dude, I'm so ready. I've been watching TikTok all week. I went down that rabbit hole, and within 20 videos that actually recommended an earwax cleaning video for me, which hit close to home because I've struggled with earwax my entire life. Well, not my entire life, but like my adult life since hitting I don't know, probably like 9 or 10 years old when I was aware of it.
Maybe the Chinese heard
it's
you
awful.
talking about
I can take my finger and just scrape it out. I could do it right now.
You get a helmet on your head.
Yeah.
Randy has a Viking helmet on.
Valheim inspired me.
Yeah.
I've been to Valhalla and come back, and I'm ready to sit at the table of Rich Dickman Incorporated this week.
Thank you. Good to see you, buddy. I'm glad to have you back. And with us tonight, returning to the Rich Dickman Show, because we just recorded for his show earlier, is our buddy Walter from Walter's Wall of Woe. Hello, Walter.
Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for having me back on, man. It's been so long since I've spoken with you, Rem.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to talk about now because we got it all out in the last hour. So
I'll figure something out.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
What about our massive audience? I'm not saying that we have a lot of audience. Just each audience member is very large.
Yes, I think we have enough improv in us. We can make this one work. So tonight we got Walter with us. We're going to check in on T-Rex a little bit later, if he can stick around this time, and see how he ended up last time he was on the show. And of course, tonight is an episode of Fake News, the game with Heart of Tanks. But there's something else that happened over the last few days that, Walter, I wasn't expecting when we first arranged for you to come on the show. So I apologize. I'm apologizing now. I apologize before.
Oh, shit.
I'm happy to be here. Do your
Randy,
thing,
You're
dude.
not talking about what I think you're talking about, are you?
No, well, what do you want me to do first? You want me to do Maddie's thing first? How do you want to do this? Because you know what the clip.
No. You got to do Jules's thing first.
All right. So as we all know, All right. The lawsuit was filed against Blizzard Activision for all their horrible sexual harassment and abuse, right? Just like really awful stuff. Like a woman even killed herself because of it, right? It's a bunch of Blizzard nerds running their company like Blizzard.
Allegedly, we got to say, Jonathan Silver.
Allegedly, yeah. Here's the jerk off motion with my hand right now. Okay, allegedly, yeah. All right. So all those guys are pieces of shit. All right. And we asked, we dealt, because we were both curious as to what Jules, my old co-host on Torn Think Tank, would have tweeted about all those accusations. And we read the tweet, if nothing changes, nothing changes, or whatever the bullshit platitude was, right? That meant nothing. And we were just wondering, how long is it going to take before Jules makes this about herself? She hasn't played any Blizzard games in a couple of years. I think maybe the Heroes game, but she doesn't play World of Warcraft. She doesn't podcast anymore, right? The Personal Experience podcast went 10 episodes.
Dude, she runs a tournament.
For what?
Heroes of the Storm tournament.
Okay, nobody cares about that shit. What I'm saying is she's irrelevant in the podcast community these days. Anyways, she's trying to make
pretty popular DJ now. She DJs in the park.
She DJs in the park. Okay, that's great.
Yeah, with she gets a live audience sometimes, and she streams at the same time with her friend.
All right,
all
right. So she decided to weigh in on the instance. Randy, tell the audience how Jules got herself on Scott Johnson's podcast, The Instance. And Walter, if you have anything you want to say, go ahead. You're part of this too.
I like how she's already checking her watch, is all I want to say. She's like, Jesus Christ, I'm irrelevant? All right, cool, we're moving on.
Well, so Jules tweeted Scott that he should have had a woman's voice on the instance to talk about, the scenario. And lo and behold, after that tweet, Scott's like, it would be a great idea if I had you on the instance. And so they had a special instance supplemental with Jules and basically Scott apologizing.
Oh, to Jules for all the sexual harassment.
For being so blind.
Yeah. Blind.
And then there's a huge portion where Jules explains what Markonnen did in great detail and everything that she knows.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the clips that I pulled.
All right. So it was Tuesday night, right? And I'm putting together Who Gives a Shit for Crippled Jesus and Adam. And I look over at Discord and Maddie from Australia is pinging us. Guys, oi, you cunts. You have to look at this, right? And Maddie's like, you got to listen to the instance. Like, I'm not listening to the instance with Jules on. I have no interest in listening to that at all. But then he's going on and on and on and on and on about all the stuff Jules is saying. And I was like, oh, Randy, you got to do some executive producing, buddy. So Randy pulled some clips, and I haven't heard any of these clips because I figured I'd get too mad. I'd get too angry, and I wanted to save that for the show. Walter, you might. So
thank you.
You know what, Walter? I'm glad you're
here.
Oh boy,
because I can tell you. Yeah, I don't know how far back in the TRDS lore you've gone, but just to recap, why I left Torn Think Tank. All right. Jules and my co-host, we were really good friends. We did 114 episodes together. Her husband and I started to not really get along very well. We played World of Warcraft together, but
it was an unfortunate misunderstanding.
No, we generally just didn't like each other for a long time, right? And it kind of came to a head. So when we were doing Liquor Fueled, we were kind of making fun of Jules's husband, Arcane.
Sure.
Right? That's his gamer name. We did an episode where we went in and we were just making fun of him. And then on the Torn Think Tank that followed that Liquor Fueled, I made fun of him at the end of the show some more, right? So after the show was over and post-show, Jules says to me, he's like, you've been really hard on my husband. Maybe, do you think you could apologize to him? Maybe just things are kind of weird right now. So if you just apologize, we can just get past it and keep going. I say, you know what? You're my partner. I don't like him at all, but I'm going to do it just for you, all right? Because I respect you as a friend and my partner. So I wrote him an email. And I admit this, I didn't mean anything I wrote in it, but I did say, hey man, I'm sorry for acting like an asshole. All right. I didn't mean I would stop. I would never going to mention his name again, but I'm sorry for acting like an asshole. You don't deserve that. And I'm going to stop now. So sorry about that. So he responded with an email, of course, instead of just being a man saying, hey, thanks, moving on. He decided to write his own novel where, he went in detail on all my behavior towards him and how he felt. And, all that stuff I could take. No big deal. This is asshole just bloviating about his feelings. I don't give a shit because I don't like him. But then he went one step too far And he essentially accused me of using his wife for things that my wife won't do. Like basically insinuating that I was in love with his wife. Right? Yeah. Which immediately changes everything. Like, how do I even do anything with these two people anymore? Right? So after that, I took a couple days and I wrote to Jules, said, Jules, I can't do the show with you guys anymore. I'm sorry. You can take everything. You can have control of the show. Please keep going with it because I know you love it so much, but I can't work with the two of you because this is weird and this is different.
The dynamic changed.
And I don't trust either of you. And I said to Jules, I said, yeah. And I said, did you even read the email he sent? And then she said, yeah, I proofread it and I encouraged him to send it. It's like, so you fucking believe it too. Absolutely. Everything has changed now. So that was how I ended up leaving the show. Okay. I never told that story until episode 39 of the Rich Dickman Show. All right. To coincide with episode 300 of Triple T. So I let her control the narrative for many years. And she went on to great success with Torn Think Tank and 300 total episodes and going to conventions and being known in the World of Warcraft community and internet, all that shit. I'm like, whatever. I don't care.
She ran a huge BlizzCon party too.
Yeah. She ran a huge BlizzCon. But
I'm assuming that the miss in the top left corner here is not Jules.
Oh no!
Okay, cool. Because I'm like, she's sitting
you,
right
Walter.
there. She can hear everything.
That's my fiance, motherfucker. You want to go?
I apologize. Yeah, fucking let's do it. I'll take you on with your Viking hat.
I'm a goddamn Viking.
Grab me by the ears and swing me around, motherfucker.
Oh, dude, I will walk you in a fucking circle so tight that your ass will pucker.
That's some old lore, but no, I'm just because I just came in from a cigarette and we're sitting down with your lady whom I did not know was your fiance prior, and I'm like, all right, Ram is just going off on this chick. She's being fucking nice and just sitting there and taking it. And so okay, now I'm fully fucking aware of what's going on. So I apologize.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the confusion. But it wouldn't,
this is kind of the story of how a band broke up, Walter.
Okay, I got it. I'm with it.
It was a spouse, accusing the lead singer and the lead guitarist of falling in love.
I'm trying to get to the part
so we're hate trashing right now. I'm with it.
Yeah.
Fuck Jules then.
I'm trying to get to the part where Jules' whole podcast and career and online persona is built on lies because she's just a liar who makes things about hers, right? And whatever. Anyway, so she got herself on the instance. So that's why I can't stand this person because she needs to make things about her.
The longest running World of Warcraft podcast should be noted. Probably one of the best listened to ones. Yeah.
So it does have some clout and a bit of a reputation.
And Jules has always been a fan of Scott Johnson. Like she would mark out Scott Johnson from the beginning. She loved listening to him, and we had him on the show once. And oh my god. But yeah, so
see, my dumbass did not.
He's a genuinely nice and good guy.
All right, Randy, I don't need that.
My dumbass didn't listen to your last episode where I know that you guys talked about it. I read the synopsis of your last episode, and I feel like if I would have listened to that today, I would have been a little more informed. So my bad on my part for being on your show without listening to the previous episode.
It's okay, idiot. Because if there's
Trevor, that was your job.
Yeah, freaking Trevor.
But I have a question, Walter.
Mm-hmm.
Did you download?
The
Download what?
The episode.
The episode.
I always Spotify. I always listen on Spotify, so I stream.
Can you just download
would it help if I did download them?
Can you just do it? just download it?
Yeah,
thanks.
Yeah. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
You get to 13.
Okay. Just weekly. Just go ahead and download that for us. You don't have to listen. Just download it.
Number pumping. I got you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So
just don't want to kick my ass anymore. Let's be friends,
Trevor.
Randy.
You too, Trevor.
Randy, let's get right into the clips. You want to preface any of these? You want to tell me what these are in reference to before we play them?
Fuck if I remember. I was at work.
Okay, great.
Yesterday.
That's awesome. All right. Can you put the Pixar face back on? I don't like this Viking helmet. All right, so here's the first. Here's the first clip for me to get.
Constrain my creativity, Rim.
I like the Viking helmet.
I don't like your attitude of the Viking helmet. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
He is getting a little aggressive this week. I agree, but I think I kind of like that too. It's turning me on a little bit.
Oh God. Okay. Here's the first clip for me to get mad at.
Yeah. The thing about all of this and the reflections that former Blizzard executives have made is that we can't change what happened, but we can change what we do from this point. We can be more observant of our behaviors and those of around us. We can change how we approach these situations because that is how this changes. I made a tweet after everything broke, and my only statement to that was nothing changes if nothing changes. And this is how it has been. Nothing changes. We state the things that have happened, people get outraged, and then the behavior perpetuates. But any woman can tell you in gaming that they probably get nervous about going into voice chat and having someone notice that they're a female voice. It's been like that since I started playing with voice chat. I still don't want to go on to voice chat because I don't want to call attention to myself. I just want to play the game. I just want to be treated like the other people who are playing the game with you. And suddenly I'm other if I speak up, if I say something. But
okay. So Randy, why did you pull that one?
So I thought that it would be, well, she talked about the tweet first thing, and then she kind of, and it just ballooned from there, in her position. I mean, I understand it, and I don't disagree with, all of it, but I believe that more than one thing can be true. The people at Blizzard, not all of them, some of them are terrible and should be punished.
All of them.
But,
that's how things work now, Randy. That's how things work. It's all of them. If you still play the game, you support sexual abuse too. That's the world in 2021. Okay? If you voted for Trump, you're a racist. If you work or play Blizzard games, you're a sexual abuser. And there's no in between anymore. There's no nuance. And so Walter, in last week's episode, we brought in that tweet, nothing changes if nothing changes. And my first thought was, well, what did she know that needed to change? Because she doesn't work there. How many stories?
The next one.
Oh boy. How many stories were told to her that she kept her mouth shut because they weren't her stories to tell, but they're so important, right? That's the kind of thing with, you don't know the Marconin situation either. So I don't want to go.
I don't, I'm not familiar. I don't play Blizzard games. I'm more of a 2K Borderlands guy, but so I'm coming into this blind. I'm just going to go over and
that's awesome.
Walter here, guest host. From what she said, not knowing her or any background except for what you've told me, and I understand that there's a little bit of discomfort in your friendship that it no longer exists, but I don't disagree with her on any level as far as gaming goes, because me personally, being a metalhead and running a metalhead radio show, whenever female artists have to interview with guys like me, and I'm taking myself out of this because I try to be aware of it, they always get the questions of, so what do you wear provocative on stage, and what's it like being a girl that plays bass, and so there is a lot of that I don't disagree with anything that she said, except for knowing the fact that she took your show from you.
I'm not disagreeing with what she says. I'm disagreeing.
Yeah, no, I don't think you are.
Yeah, that she's saying it because this never happened to her. Okay, I knew her for a long time, and she never once complained about this happening until it became a popular thing to complain about. All right, until it became the popular thing to complain about.
She does tell a story.
I will say she sounds a little bit like a Karen about it. So, and I apologize to all Karens out there listening right now. I know a very good Karen. So
I read the tweet.
My
nothing changes.
His name is Karen, Walter. You're on thin fucking ice.
Nothing
you need
changes.
To calm down with your
changes.
goddamn animated face.
Dude, I will mute you.
I don't care.
Grim doesn't know how to unmute you.
I will go to bed after this. I don't give a fuck. I'm just kidding. Oh. Don't get all angry. Your Pixar face got all angry at me.
Yeah, you're supposed to be doing the happy weed, not the angry weed. I'm the angry one tonight, Randy, not you.
He is so aggressive tonight. Jesus, he was so nice last time I was on the show, dude.
Yeah. I'm going to mute Randy. My God, I need to rant for 10 minutes here.
I'd like to see you try.
Nothing changes. Nothing changes. It just tells me that she knew something and didn't say anything. All right, and she's just taking everybody's stories as her own so she can get all the attention. Okay, so next clip is long. So let's play the next clip. And now Randy selected all these. All right, I did not listen to this entire episode.
This is the Marconi.
I will say before you play the clip, I will say that was a redundant comment that she made. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Right? You're just
what does it mean?
On repeat.
Fucking means nothing. Yeah.
It's just a platitude. Dictate your thoughts a little bit better. So there you go.
And she thinks she's so smart. She thinks she's so smart for coming up with that. It's like, oh, that sounds good. I'll tweet that. All right, let's go play the clip.
During that whole time frame where everyone was finally paying attention to people's statements about problematic and harassing Twitch streamers, there was a message that was sent out on Twitter from someone who accused my former co-host, Mark Honan, of sexual assault. And it was brought to my attention, and she had a very full story explaining what happened. And
hold on. It was consensual. Okay? She willingly slept with the guy.
In real life or in the game? I got to ask this right now. Real life or in the game?
Real life.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Real life. Yeah. The guy who took over from me. Yeah. The guy who took over from me was a very lonely individual. His relationship with his wife wasn't too great. So he was getting attention from a whole bunch of
Best Buy.
He got all this new attention from all these new gaming females who just loved him because he was on Torn Think Tank. And he went and took advantage of that opportunity. All right. With these chicks. These chicks just throwing themselves at him because he was such a stud. Just these amazing, beautiful women just throwing themselves all over him because he was just couldn't resist. Yeah, he can't resist him. But she cheated on her husband. He cheated on his wife. They slept together, and then she decided afterwards that I shouldn't have done that, but it's his fault for because he had sex. Okay. It's his fault. So that's the story there. It was consensual. All right, let me continue here.
I was starting to receive messages from other women who had seen her post, and they were telling me their stories, which were so similar to his. And I started to piece together what was happening and found out that since he had become part of the show, which was in 2014, he had been misrepresenting his marital status to women who were admiring of his state in podcasting and his role with the show, and
his state in
telling them that he and his wife were in a bad marriage, that he was thinking about leaving, and he would coerce them to come to BlizzCon or whatever event he was going to and sleep with them and then drop them. And he wasn't in a bad marriage situation or an open relationship, which he told a lot of these women. And all of them were left feeling like they had done something wrong, where he was cheating on his wife with these women. I found out about 8 different stories that I'd heard about. And then a couple of women had said that he attempted to do something and that they saw through it and stopped. And the saddest part about it too is after the reckoning happened and he was accused and he left social media, I heard from a woman a few months later that he was doing the same thing again. And he had been driven off of Twitter. Like, he deleted his account. But she came to me a couple months later and said that he was still at his games and doing the thing, and she tried it with him, or he tried it with her.
Wasn't. What he was doing it on?
And
come on, Randy, that's false.
For me to realize that I had created this opportunity and this platform for someone who was doing this to people and I had no idea was devastating, to say the least. Like, I am still going through therapy for this. It just rocks your world, because I had ideas about some of the things that he was misrepresenting himself in certain personas. If anyone listened to Torrent Think Tank, you listened to a man who you thought was like a religious Southern gentleman. And he really perpetuated that persona to people.
Randy, how'd you listen to all this? Holy
kind,
shit.
Caring, hospitable. And there were times where he said some things to me out while we were in private where I was just like, what? Like,
yeah, what? I met Mark Conan in real life. All right. We had dinner one night.
Me too.
And he probably has a scumbag side to him, right? Well, whatever. So Jules is here pretending like she didn't know. Here, Mark Conan, what he did was so terrible, was so awful, and he misrepresented himself so many times, right? And he just coerced these women to come to BlizzCon and sleep with him. So bad, Walter, that all of his episodes are still on the website.
Really?
They're still there. Yeah. So this guy is so terrible. True. He gives everything he said was a lie, right? But her ego is too big, and every single one of his episodes, what is it? It's 170, 200 something. No, it's 200 and like 76 episodes or whatever it is, Randy.
86.
Yeah, 286 episodes. They're all still on the website. So how bad was he, right?
Well, 186, because you did 114.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. They're all there, all right? They went to conventions together. They did appearances together, all right? There is no way that she didn't have a clue as to what he was
They did
doing.
packs, man. They had a panel.
Right? For her to pretend that she had no idea and just she had inklings. Like, come on, that's the biggest bunch of bullshit. I'm sorry, Walter, are you saying something?
No, I'm just sitting here fucking catching up, man. That's all.
Yeah.
It sucks because I see where she's coming from, because I mean there's predators out there, but at the same time you also got to look out for yourself and be smart when you're going to these conventions as a female or as anybody, a vulnerable male, vulnerable female, a transgender. It doesn't matter when you go out on your own and you start talking to people and you invite yourself to their personal space, a hotel room, their house. I mean, you got to be careful, but at the same time, I see where she's coming from. Predators are predators, and it sucks.
Don't victim blame there, Walter.
I'm not victim blaming by any means. I'm just
victim blame. I don't give a shit.
I'm writing a fine line. I don't know. I walked into a into a very awkward situation because, I didn't know the backstory until now, and it just
that's a microaggression.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is this an intervention? Did you guys invite me onto the show to tell me about my microaggressions and how I'm passive aggressive and a dick?
That's next. That's the next segment after Fake News the Game.
Right on.
Listen, if you're stupid enough to get coerced by Marconin, the most unthreatening appearing individual in the history of individuals, that's on you. Okay. If some asshole on a podcast is telling you a whole bunch of shit and you think it's too good to be true, it is. All right. And Jules asked me after a convention about activities on the side, right? Like off the show, she asked me and I was like, no, I don't, flat out fucking denied it to her. Right. So you can't tell me that she had no idea about Marconin and wouldn't ask him, because why wouldn't she? Anyways. Okay. Randy, do you know what the last clip is, or do you have any thoughts on anything before I move on to the last clip? And I appreciate you only doing 3.
No fucking clue, bud.
All right. I can't take much more of this. I can't know how you listen to this whole goddamn thing. You and Maddie. This is awful. And for Scott to just sit there, that's terrible.
And what I'll say is the clips that I did pull is about all the talking that she did. The rest was Scott basically apologizing.
Oh, awesome.
And saying that he would be better.
Walter, don't worry. I'll do my apologizing in a few minutes. Let me just finish this. All right?
Not a problem.
And the thing that
I'm rolling.
The closing thought that I would want to give to every man who is listening to this show right now is that women just want to be treated like people.
Oh, really?
We just want to be treated like a person, just like you. We're not threats. We're not objects. We're not competition. We're not here to try to take away something from you. We're as capable and as smart and as intelligent and funny and able to do all the things that you can do. And we're here. We're not going anywhere. So it would be so much easier if
champion of women.
It would be, I mean, a major change would be if I joined a voice chat and no one commented that I was a woman and I didn't have to put my guard up and I could do my thing.
No, what? See, is she... Kristen, I see you nodding. When you get into voice chat, people are like, "Oh, you're a girl." That really happens? Okay, so I take it back. So that really happens. All right.
I'm gonna impose my opinion real quick. Like I'm sorry about your backstory and the history between you and this lady talking, but dude, my girlfriend has always worked in a man's industry. I met her when she did construction. She's done auto sales, as far as auto
Everyone
parts.
has to do a shot.
But at the same time, she was always looked at differently. Like, you know what? I'll get auto parts from the next guy that's available. And she's like, all right, fuck you then. And guess who got all their auto parts right? My girlfriend, because she knows how to reference numbers correctly instead of just going, yep, this is the one. So she quickly became the favorite at her store because they always got the correct part. But in the beginning, my girlfriend goes through a lot of what people would consider a manly industry, whatever she's done. And in a man's industry, she gets looked at funny, but if you ever work with her, you find out I could probably learn something from her. So I don't disagree with anything this chick's saying, to be honest with you. I think it sucks. I think when I game with somebody, I want to game with somebody. And the same thing goes for the music industry. If you're a chick bass player and you wear stockings and a skirt, you are now objectified as sexy, and you got to be sexy all the time. It works the same way in the music industry. But it sucks to hear about your backstory, but that's just how I feel about it right now. So
none of this has ever happened to Jules, okay? Because she's not a nobody. Right. Everybody knew who Jules was to begin with.
Sure.
She was in a big guild where people came there for the convert to raid people and Jules. And so they knew when they see Jules in the chat.
Rim, I have to Rim. I have to interject. So Jules did tell a story. She was very brave.
Oh.
And she did share a story on here about how somebody came up behind her and put their arms around her waist.
Oh.
And,
at a convention?
Yeah, at BlizzCon.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Unprovoked and unaware. Yeah, not at all. And so I wouldn't say that this has never happened to her.
Did she turn around and say something, or did she wait till she was on a podcast to talk about it? That's what I'm getting at here.
Because she didn't know what else that she would do.
Right, because she doesn't act in real life, okay? She takes all these people's stories and keeps them to herself. If she knows that Marconin is abusing people, she should say something, right? She acts like she was at the Blizzard fucking offices when they were out there sexually harassing these women. What my problem with all this is, not to discount any of her experiences as a woman, is her taking all the attention off of the scumbags, all right, and then making herself a hero because of it. All right, this poor woman who killed herself, the poor women who work there, who still work there, who have jobs to do and who have to go in now with this lawsuit over their heads, right? Because this is not comfortable for anybody. These women who were abused or taken advantage of, they're going into that place and they're like, everybody's looking at me now. Like, I'm the one responsible for bringing the company down. They maybe feel there's a lot of people affected by this, and Jules isn't one of them. All right, that's my whole issue with all of this. Everything she says, yeah, it sucks. It can be really tough for women in the gaming space. Really tough for women anywhere. But it's not Jules. All right, Jules is taking all that. We should be focusing on the victims, not fucking Jules RPG, okay? Because she's a nobody. But that we give her a space to spout her opinions like this and make Scott Johnson apologize to her like she was a victim here. Like, fuck you. Jules, you're a big piece of shit. That's what I'm trying to say. And if anybody is listening to this, just to see what Rem had to say, and there might be a couple of you, because there were last time, just know that everything she says is a lie, okay? She does this, just look at the history. Randy, we did this with Ray, that she goes back to all these incidences similar to this, and she makes them about herself. Because she's a goddamn psychopath, I think. I don't know why. She just needs that attention. She did this during Triple T, all right? She's done this since I left, and she does even more now that she's not even involved in anything. Like, if you knew something, you're just as much to blame as the guys doing the things. All right? And they're all scumbags. By the way, all you people who are still playing Blizzard games, I said it earlier, you all support sexual abuse now because that's the way the world works. You should quit your goddamn Blizzard games. Just think of the times you wanted to get a hold of your favorite developer that you treated like they were a fucking Jesus Christ and say, oh my God, your game changed my life. I based my personality off of Sylvanas. I love being an orc. Come on. All right? They're all scumbags. Every single one of them. You should have known from the beginning. I tried telling you they're all scumbags. But I was the jerk for saying it. Anyways, Randy, thank you. Thank you for bringing that.
I was the fucking jerk.
I think that I regret that.
Randy, listen, you don't have to play the middle anymore, okay? Because she doesn't want anything to do with you. But I do. I spent an hour talking with Walter earlier. All right. Walter's Wall of Woe. And we'll get to all that in a second, Walter, I promise. And I was telling Walter how much I loved you, Randy, right? And how important you are to the show and to me. All right. And how you keep me going. Like,
I said nice things too.
Yeah. Like, on the days I don't feel like doing a show,
sweetie pies.
I got Randy texting me and say, hey, it's show day. All right. What the fuck does Jules do for you? Nothing. All right. She told you she can't help you anymore because you had a few drinks in her goddamn.
Yeah, but if I was Jules,
you'd want attention too. I
would want the opportunity to defend myself.
Defend herself for what?
Ooh, I should start my own podcast where I put people like Rem and Jules together and let them work it out on my show.
No, dude, it already exists. Gimlet does it called Heavyweight. I was going
to say there's probably 30 million people already doing it, but
yeah, I was talking to Tanks about that too, before. Like there was this one episode where the international recording star Moby borrowed a CD from a guy and never returned it, and he helped him get the CD back. So
rad. Fucking cool. I'm just saying, you know what? You guys are fucking heated tonight. I kind of like this. I want to chime in, but I'm like, ooh, I like your guys' heated drama because I had no idea we were coming into this. Well, and with that being said, when you're ready to calm down, you guys need some Trevor in your life because Trevor will bring you down a notch. And I'm just saying.
Yeah,
even with your cute Pixar face, Randy, you're intimidating tonight. I'm like, shit.
Just to finish up on this, okay? It's like I am no saint. I made plenty of my mistakes, and I know what my role is in my leaving of Triple T. Okay, I wasn't perfect in that, right? And I get all that, and I'm not claiming to be better than anybody else. I can say I don't sexually abuse women. All right, that's a fact. Okay, so I'm better than all those fucking Blizz people and Marconin apparently. My whole issue here is just that this woman just shitting all over these people's actual real stories just to make it about herself, getting on the instance because Scott Johnson didn't do it properly. You know, whatever. But, all right. I'm going to play this thing from Maddie, and then we're going to
that might turn into a full-time gig for her.
What? Oh, God. You got to stop with this
for real
worship of Jules, Randy. We're going to have issues. I'll throw your ass off the show. Bring tanks in place.
He'll fucking mute you, Rem.
All right, we got a clip here from Maddie. Apparently Maddie and Randy had a bonus episode that I have to put together, but this is only 4 seconds, and then
Maddie and me
being a white male. I apologize for being heterosexual.
All right, and I got to play it again. Don't say anything this time, Randy.
I apologize for being a white male. I apologize for being heterosexual.
Good, because you're handsome as fuck, and I would like to have a relationship with you, and I can't. So what are you gonna do?
I mean, with an accent like that, who wouldn't want to?
Yeah.
What's stopping you?
Well, I do have obligations to the wife and kids first. But have you ever made it up this way? All right, let's get into some Walter. All right, Walter, thanks for coming back, buddy. I'm sorry you had to sit through that.
Oh, dude, it's all good. You pre-warned me. You're
right.
like, dude, I'm gonna go on a rant. So, dude, all good. Right. I enjoyed it. It was aggressive. I'm like,
I'm feeling it.
I'll stretch a little bit.
Walter and I just recorded for.
Well, it's funny.
Oh, go ahead, buddy.
Go ahead. No,
I was
please.
just say,
no, you were already on a roll with that.
We recorded earlier and we talked. He asked me a bunch of questions, and it kind of just fits in with tonight's theme because he talked about some of the early stuff to get into podcasting here. So what's
I enjoyed our interview.
Yeah, I had a great time. Thanks for having me on. If you want to plug that, cool. But what's going on with you and what's going on Walter's Wall of Woe, and we can get into some Trevor and how he survived his last appearance.
You know what? Fuck me and my show. I want to get into no. We'll get into Trevor in a second, but no. Walter's Wall of Woe on thatmetalstation.com. I broadcast live every Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. on the Pacific Coast. But death metal. If you guys like the worst fucking genre of metal, I play all of it. But I play a lot of the more aggressive extreme metal. And I have a lot of interviews, and it's not just death metal. Rem, you and I were, you just mentioned that we had recorded earlier, right before we went live here, and we had a great conversation, and it was totally different than the way we came into your podcast. I was all, whoa, Rem is heated. He's going on a rant. Yeah. So I enjoyed that. But next week, so today is the 29th. Next Friday is 7 days later. So I'll have you on the show next week. Not tomorrow when I broadcast in the morning, because I go on in the morning tomorrow.
Yeah, August 6th.
I don't know how many other ways I could say that.
What time is it Eastern? I'll try and check it out tomorrow.
It's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
1 p.m.
New York time.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's usually when I eat lunch, but I'll eat at my desk.
Yeah. Eat at your desk. Fucking jam out. I'm on for 3 hours from 1 to 4 Eastern. So, I have a blast. It's a live broadcast. It's not, there's no archive of it. So you got to catch it live or catch it next week type thing. And, next week I will be, airing our pre-recorded interview, which I really enjoyed that because, we had a great talk about the difference between like live broadcasting and podcasting because we have different rules that we have to abide by. And, enjoyed getting into the early days of the Rich Dickman show. And it's going to be a really good interview. So everybody should tune in. ThatMetalStation.com.
I'm a good talker. So if you want to interview somebody, I'll talk about anything. I don't give a shit. I'll just talk.
Yeah, right.
That's what I do.
I just keep talking. That's why I have a podcast.
Yeah, that's right. It's just to feed my ego, Randy. So last time you're on, Walter, you brought Trevor with you, and you guys were determined to throw up on my show. Unfortunately, nobody threw up on my show, but somebody threw up in your house, and then Trevor disappeared. Randy, if you can unmute Trevor for a second. So everybody knows,
yes,
I think we updated everybody the week after that Trevor was still alive. We were kind of worried about him at the end there. But Trevor...
so was I.
Welcome back to the show, Trevor. Why don't you just recap real quick your adventure from your disappearance on the last episode you did with us?
Even though I can't handle my booze, Blackout Trevor is very reliable. And Blackout Trevor has always come through for me in a pinch when I needed him to. He's always gotten me home safe. There have been once or twice that I've woken up with dicks drawn on my face because, I mean, let's face it, shit happens when you party like that. Anyway, to recap what happened last time we were on the show, I was sitting, I assume you guys put this on YouTube,
It's
right?
on our Patreon. I don't put the live video up there because I don't like the way I look.
I'll have to paint a picture for the people who don't see the video, but the way Walter and I were set up, I was kind of set behind him in my chair. And so I didn't have a bucket because sober Trevor's not a forward thinker, let's be honest. But I came over to Walter's house, we had some dinner, and I was sitting directly behind him, and I had to finagle my way out of the chair if I was going to have to do anything. So I kind of had to act quickly and quietly. But in the time it took me to finagle myself out of that chair silently, get to the bathroom, shut the door, the vomit was like, yo, fam, we're here and it's happening. And I went and instinctively just threw my hands up to my face so I didn't just projectile vomit all over Walter's bathroom, right?
Just his toilet.
And I'm putting my hands up to my face. No, it would have gone everywhere, dude. So I put my hands up to my face, and with the force that this stuff rocketed out the sides of my hands, it was horrible. It went out the sides,
Jesus Christ,
all down my shirt, and dude, it was bad. I got excited to get on your guys' show, and I love hanging out with Walter. He's my very best friend. I fucking showered, I put on deodorant, beard balm, I brushed my hair, I looked good, and then I threw up all over myself. And so when I did that, being that we were on video, I looked down and I was like, fuck, bro, I can't get back on the video like this. It would have been one thing to just be bah, into a bucket, but this was bad. This was college girl drunk. It was so horrible.
Trevor, who cleaned up the bathroom? Did you call Walter's wife to come do it?
He did.
I did.
Dude,
no,
I didn't even know that he
shit.
Wow. He told me about that.
So
yeah.
Drunk Trevor not only looks after me, he looks after you. And I was already mortified that I threw up all over myself. And I was like, there's no way that I'm going to fucking there's no way Walter is cleaning this bath. It's not happening. No, just no. Yeah. So I cleaned up my mess and I was like, part of me was just well, I can't just leave. And then so I pick up a bucket from the bathroom that I had found. And I'm just going to go sit on the couch. And as I walk out there, I look down again. I'm like, oh, I can't sit on the couch. And so I kind of set the bucket down. I was like, well, what do I do now? I was like, fuck, I kind of have to go home. And so sober me didn't bother to say goodbye or collect his things or even check that he had his shoes on. I mean, he just kind of was like, well, see you, fam. I got to my house. I shut the door. I shedded my clothes like some sort of drug addict going through some sort of fucking withdrawal. Yeah. And I went to bed right there on the floor. I woke up the next day. I was like, I'll handle this shit later. It was bad. There was puke in my beard. There was puke in my hair.
Oh my God.
Oh, buddy.
So gross. All I could taste was vomit and leftover cigarettes.
Oh,
all Blackout bad. Randy did the night of NFHC was fill up 3 bottles, water bottles with piss.
I was just going to say, I wish you guys could high five right now because you guys are the podcast pukers.
Podcast 5. Podcast 5 me.
You podcast puking motherfuckers.
Oh,
But yeah, so
Mine
I'm
was
really
it
sorry
wasn't
I
because of
didn't
the
get you
alcohol
guys.
though.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm real
it
sorry
was.
you guys didn't get the video, but I mean, just know that I was puking in spirit, bro.
thank you for that. That's I'm glad you're okay. It was a little hairy, but
Thank
that was
you. And I'm very grateful not only to be on here once, but to be invited back. So thank you for that.
buddy.
It's always a pleasure to be seen. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, this is the decade of sequels. Now we're gonna pull a 2000 2010s and just remake everything for the 170 to 171 to 180.
Yeah, but
right.
this time we're remaking it so that it's cleaner for distribution in China. They're a huge untapped podcast market,
Yes,
and they're going to follow the drama of the story from start to finish.
yes.
So
The Chinese love
this is
type
to
of
our
entertainment.
Chinese audience.
Yep, there we go.
Yep.
All right,
So there we go.
T-Rex, if your microphone
It's a
can
directive.
hang out, you can play Fake News the Game with us. And Randy,
I'm
if
going to
you
be
want,
here all night. There's no booze tonight, so
okay. So let me play this horrible bumper that we haven't gotten a new one yet because of the sound stripe bullshit. I don't know what the hell the bumper guy was thinking. Randy, you need to talk to him, but let's get going here.
I'll make you a bumper, homie.
Hell
Come
yeah!
on down,
Thank you.
contestants. Step up
See?
to the wheel and have a spin at the latest craze, taking the internet by storm. We're one-upping, phoning a friend, buying vowels, and getting voted off the island. That's right, it's Fake
Randy's a
News
banana.
the Game.
Welcome to Fake News Game, everybody. The only game show that's guaranteed to make the hot German news babe cancel the show at the last minute. I'm your host, Heart of Tanks. With me is the two perma contestants, Rem and Randy, and we have our first ever second chance contestant, Walter. You can hear him on a show, Walter's Wallowo, on That Metal Station. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. How are you guys?
And Trevor's here too. He's playing again for the second time.
Oh, and Trevor
Yes.
is playing again, officially for the first time, though.
Oh, that's right.
Well,
He's kinda-
Right,
yeah,
I think I was
yeah.
last time.
whatever.
If
Time and a
I remember
half.
both times, if I remember correctly, Walter and T-Rex their performances were terrible, and it was a close contest between Rem and Randy. And Randy, I think Rem actually won. Actually,
Yeah, that's the one I won.
if I
Walter's
remember
good luck.
Honestly, I thought I won.
Oh.
The way I remember it, not what's recorded and put up on the internet. The way I remember it, I won. So
you're a winner. You're a winner in spirit.
The
I don't remember
banana
what the fuck happened last
says
time. I would just
you
black
are
out by
wrong.
that time.
I think it's also like a medical condition. I think it's called insanity, but we'll move on.
Yes.
So as
Tanks,
of right now,
Tanks, I'm playing as my alter ego, BananaRander.
BananaRander. Okay, let me type
yep.
in BananaRander. We'll give you a second here, right quick. Okay, good. He entered in as BananaRander to replace Randy in the official standings. So
I
here's
like
the
your
official-
booty, but
Okay.
I'm not getting
let him
booty.
do his game show, you unprofessional cuck.
God, Randy, what are you on tonight?
Who?
Hey, things change.
I'm kidding. I love
So-
you, Randy.
That's okay. That's also one negative point for you, sir.
I can still win.
Congratulations! Congratulations! You're starting. I got a negative point. That's a first.
Who's that, Walter or Randy? Who's
Also,
got the
you may
negative
be the
point?
whoever called me the kick. I'm kidding. I'll give you +1. I know you're joking.
Oh, Walter was
So-
talking to Randy about that. Yeah, Walt.
I was telling him to let you do your show, you unprofessional cuck. It had nothing to do with you. I should get like +10 points now.
No, I hate
Plus
to
that-
watch sex.
+10 points. This is the part of the show
Yeah,
where
I'm
it
a
doesn't
banana.
Actually, but okay.
Let's get going.
This is how the game will work.
Thank you.
So this is how the game's gonna work. Okay, so there's gonna be 5 rounds, which each round will have a category, and each category will have a theme, and each theme will have 2 stories. Now, one is real, one is fake. Now, for the love of God, Randy, the goal of the show is to pick the real story. All right,
The banana
the real
will
story.
pick the fake story.
Okay, well you're picking the real story.
It's called Fake News, the game.
Yeah, the goal is to pick the real story, because if you pick the real story, if you say this is the real story and it's fake, you will get ridiculed by that.
I have spoken.
This is my show, Mr. Banana Man.
Hey, very technically, it's Rich
And not
Dickman
Randy.
show. Yeah, and I'm hosting.
Yeah,
Rich
you
Dickman show.
you watch your goddamn
All right.
mouths.
We all need to calm down, all
Yeah,
right?
we're playing fake news the game, and we're picking the real story. Tanks, round one. Let's get going.
Thank you. Let's go with a classic. Let's go with the Florida Man. Gentlemen, this is the round one Florida Man. Story number one. Florida man washes ashore after trying to walk to New York in bubble device. Or, Florida man loses his arm after failed attempt to alligator wrestle at Gatorland on Tuesday.
Both. No.
Gatorland's definitely real.
Gatorland
No, I'm
is
going to
real.
go. You guys are going Gatorland? Ram, what are you
Oh
doing?
yeah.
I'm going
Oh,
with
yeah.
the bubble. The bubble story is real.
Going with Ram as well. The bubble story is real.
Alrighty. So, the real story is the Florida man washing ashore by trying to walk to New York in
yeah.
bubble device.
Fuck you, Randy. I'm in the lead now.
Yeah. Watch your news. dude.
So Rem, T-Rex,
But I-
and Walter are in first place? Really? Damn.
I'm still
No, T-Rex
Wait,
went
the
with the
T-Rex?
wrong
a
answer.
banana.
Yeah, T-Rex got it wrong.
No, T-Rex got it right. I remember him saying that was the real story.
I said
Okay.
the real story was the dude getting his arm bit off. I sided
Yeah.
with the banana.
Pay attention to your
Thank you
show,
for being
dude.
honest,
I
Trevor.
started, bro.
Some host you are.
I'm not good at this, remember?
Dude, you got to get into
All right,
a,
we got
a
one
game
more.
show voice. All right, next question, everybody. Check it out. What's the fake one and what's the real one?
Tanks,
I would rather have trapdoors.
I started
That's
angry tonight, and I infected everybody else. Let's get on number 2. It's 1 Rem, 1 Walter.
Radical
and
candor.
0 for
Walter.
Randerbanders, and
Sorry.
0 for Trevor. Next story, Tanks.
Story number 2. Teens getting into trouble news. Secret underground poker club found in Monroe County High School.
What state is
Or
that?
Texas teens find dead man's body, steal his jewelry, and post it all over Snapchat. What is the real story, gentlemen?
The real story is the teen stealing the jewelry from the dead body and posting it on Snapchat. That's real.
Banana Man?
Yeah.
I gotta
I'm going
say
to go with the other
Snapchat
story.
because Snapchat is sponsoring this banana.
That's a good reason, actually.
Not
I'm
a
going to
bad
go with
reason.
story A.
Okay.
All right, the poker club.
He went with you already.
Oh, he did. I didn't
Yeah.
know. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think the Snapchat one is the real one.
The real story is the Snapchat story, yes.
Boom.
Texas teens find...
Oh, Rim.
In the
Well
lead. 2-1-1-1. Boom. All right.
So everyone got it right. Well done.
Nope. Walter got it wrong.
Chose the other. Yeah. I was the odd man out.
Yeah. He chose poorly.
Man, Tanks. You ever DM a Dungeons and Dragons game? I'd play that.
So everyone got
please
what's
do
right. All right. So story number 3. The Catholic Church is trash.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to go with that one.
Story number 1. Catholic priest caught selling tarot card readings in mall close to church. Or Winnipeg, a Catholic priest accuses residential school survivors of lying about abuse for money.
Yeah, that one.
Will you repeat the first one, please?
We know.
Oh, Catholic priest caught selling tarot card readings in the mall close to the church.
Fuck, that's almost so out of whack that I almost believe it, but I'm going to go with B.
B.
I'm taking the tarot card reading because there's some good mushrooms out in the wild right now, and I bet he got a hold of some.
All right. I guess everybody made their guess. The real story is the Catholic priest accusing residential school survivors of lying about abuse for money.
Oh, yeah. That's. I won.
fuck
Okay.
him.
I'm still in lead. All right. Very good.
So everyone but Randy gets a point, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm out of this.
I picked the tarot card story.
Oh,
I can't tell when all you guys are talking at the same fucking time, bro.
Blame Randy. So we got 3, 2,
Tanks,
1, 1.
You got to learn call control, motherfucker.
How about
Okay.
you call control? Hey, Randy, how about you call control this dick? How about that?
Hey, Randy, more
Bring it
Adderall,
over
less
here.
angry weed. Holy shit tonight, man.
Okay,
number 4.
Round 4. The National Dunkaroo League. Sin news. LeBron James revealed to have broken 5 backboards in training camp over the last 3 years. Or, NBA head coach punished his team because one player had an Android phone.
Oh man, I'm picking the Android phone one is the real story because I want it to be real.
I'm gonna go with that
Fuck
too.
that guy. One motherfucker making you get green bubbles, Rim. Think about that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
go
Ray.
with that too, because that poor little soul with the Android phone always getting those replied yay to my text and doesn't make sense on my end. Yeah, I'm gonna go Android too, just because fuck iPhone users. Excuse me.
Get him,
Trevor,
Walter.
where you going, Trevor, with this one?
I side with my man Walter.
All right. So we got LeBron James breaking backboards versus getting punished for an iPhone. I'm going to go with the LeBron James story. That's real.
All right, so just imagine if the legendary LeBron James just smashing backboards on practices, and then also imagine that story being 100% false. The real
Fuck
story
you,
is the
Tanks.
Android story.
You
Android story.
asshole. Fucking asshole.
I enjoy your suffering, Ram, and specifically your suffering.
I hate it when you make it think like I got it right, and then you're like, oh, it's false. Okay, so I got it wrong. So what do we got? We got 3, 2, 1.
Rem is Rem 3 points, Walter 3 points, T-Rex and Randy are tied with 2 points.
2 points. Okay, so we're going to the last round.
This could be anyone's game.
Yeah.
So, round 5. Not a bad way to get fired news. I should have rephrased that title, but whatever. Story number 1. Target employee fired for holding onto Pokemon cards to resell. Or, Tampa officers spent $421 at strip club. Sergeant gets a 1-day suspension.
Oh,
Strip
tough
club.
one.
Gentlemen, what's a real story?
Strip club.
Walter says strip
All right.
club.
Are you just going with me tonight, Trevor?
No, I think it's the Pokemon cards one this time, honestly. But you know I always got your back, bro.
I know. The reason
I have your back, bro, by going against what you said.
the reason why I went with strip club is everybody's held on to Pokemon cards and resold them at Target if they work there. That's happened so many times that the news isn't going to report on that. So I'm going with slot A or B or whatever. No Pokemon.
Randy, what do you got?
Pokemon cards are hot right now, so I'm gonna ride the Pokemon cards.
Yeah. I got to go with my gut
Right,
because when I heard that the Pokemon, the store employee hoarding them and to resell, that's what I initially felt as being true. I'm going to stay with it. I'm going to go with it. So either Walter's going to win this outright, or we're going to have, or I'm going to win. Actually, it's going to be one or the other. Okay.
No, we're
the funny.
Yep.
So we have our champion. The real story is the is the strip club story.
Motherfucker.
So congratulations, Walter.
God damn it.
Walter, I got the W.
God, son
And
of a bitch.
Now I'm not only proud that you actually second chance you got the W. Also, you took the win away from Rem, which making him 1 in 6 games he won.
You know what, Tanks?
I'll take it.
I give you this opportunity and you just shit on me. All right. You wait.
Hey, if he fires you,
wait
you
till
can
you're
come be
trying
on
to
my
take
show,
credit.
Tanks.
Just wait until you're trying to make other people suffering about you. You wait to the rant I do on you on my show, motherfucker.
To be honest with you, I will 100% deserve it. No, what? You gave me that rant on my birthday, you prick. That's what you did. That's what you did. I was your fucking dick of the week, you asshole.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's your birthday present. Tanks, thank you. Another great job. T-Rex, I'm going to say thank you to you as well All right, I think I gotta bring voices back down to 3, but I appreciate you giving us an update on on your adventure last time. And where did Randy go? Did Randy just leave? Randy just disappeared.
Thank God, Jesus Christ!
I'm back.
Oh shit, there he is.
He's back. I almost brought everybody back onto the show. All right.
I muted everyone for you, bud.
Thank you, Tanks. Thank you, Trevor. All right, Walter.
All I would like to say to Tanks is, well played. I thought I had you pegged, bud, today. But you defeated my banana form. I'll come back stronger next week.
I really enjoyed your
Good time,
banana
buddy.
form. I thought that shit was funny as hell.
I had a good time.
I could go
Ren,
Super
I'll be a good
Saiyan
one, buddy.
again.
I'll
No, you
stop
don't have
the
to do it
recording
now.
dude. Take care.
Yeah.
Hey, Walter. Did you happen to watch the new the Masters of the Universe Revelations on Netflix?
I haven't yet. It's something I haven't had the chance to check out yet. Yeah. No, but I've heard some backstory already, and I'm intrigued.
I won't
What's it
spoil
called?
too much. It's Masters of the Universe Revelation.
I need to watch something at work.
Yeah,
Masters of the Universe Revelation.
Yeah. So I had just recently heard about this. I had no idea this was in production until maybe a couple months ago when I saw the trailer, right? And I grew up as a He-Man fan, right? I love He-Man. I had the toys. I was sat there in front of the goddamn television. Right.
I had Castle Grayskull.
Yeah. I had Snake Mountain because we were too cheap. But if you grew up in the 80s, you most likely watched He-Man. And I got really excited when I saw the trailer because the trailer, they used the same colors.
The power of Grayskull.
They used the same color schemes. They used very similar designs. It was like a callback to the 80s while still being modern, right? I'm like, this art looks amazing. These look like the characters that I love. So then you start hearing about the things, right? People all disappointing. It's a He-Man show that without He-Man in it, right? I don't want to spoil it. So I had to watch it.
It's already been spoiled to a point, but I haven't seen it myself yet, which I will still make my own opinion.
Basically, in the first episode, He-Man saves the world and then dies. All right, so the show becomes the Teela show. All right, and Teela, Teela is all pissed off, and she's angry, and she's a lesbian now, and she's out there having her adventures, which is fine. But you know what? The show as a whole, I really didn't have a problem with it. Okay, I didn't see it as
I can watch that with my daughter.
Yeah, you can. I can understand people's frustration with not having He-Man there, right? Because you're watching a He-Man show and you want to see He-Man fight Skeletor. But you really got to think about this for a few minutes, right? Let's go back to the original He-Man episodes.
Don't forget to add, I'm going to interrupt you and I apologize, but don't forget to add that this is also a Kevin Smith production. And, Kevin Smith is a hero in a lot of cult favorite, back alley B-rated movie type thing, but he's also a big name as well. You and I grew up when Kevin Smith was a B-rated movie guy, and now he's the big deal in Hollywood, and he's just taken He-Man and done something with it. So keep that in mind as well as you continue with what you were about to say, Ram.
Yeah. So
I like the Clerks reboot.
Dogma was good too, but think about the original He-Man cartoon, right? It's He-Man, Prince Adam doing something stupid, Teela or Man-at-Arms come in and say, stop doing something stupid, and then Skeletor is doing something even stupider, and He-Man has to go become He-Man and fight Skeletor, all right? And he beats up a couple of the bad guys, story's over, all right? He-Man wins in the end. He-Man always wins in the end.
When was the last time you watched the old school He-Man? I mean, you just explained both cartoons.
Isn't Hulk Hogan largely based off He-Man?
Possibly.
He-Man was first.
I'm not sure. I did see a He-Man episode several months ago on YouTube, and I showed my son. But I mean, that's basically it. Every He-Man episode was the same. All right, He-Man has a problem. He-Man beats Skeletor. The end. Okay, it's made for children. It's a simple story to tell children good versus evil. Okay, so Kevin Smith took the He-Man story, and he did something with it. He actually told an interesting story. Whether you think he's just given, listen, I'm the first to admit I hate all the the tokenism in media these days. Okay, because it's right in front of your eyes and it's just annoying. It just takes you out of things. But he took the Masters of the Universe story, right? He went further with it. He explored what would happen if He-Man died, basically, and told fairly interesting story. It's not something I would go out of my way to watch 3 times. I watched it once. Oh, that's interesting. I'm interested. The cliffhanger here at the end has me wanting to see what happens next. I think that's really all you can ask. It wasn't that bad. I don't think it was
a movie.
It's a series.
It's 6 20-minute episodes. Mm-hmm. So it could be a movie if you played it all. Yeah, played it all together.
It's a one-day binge.
It was a fairly interesting story. Yeah, Walter. I mean, I think knowing you in the limited capacity I do, I think you might enjoy it. I sat there and I didn't sit there complaining about it. I'm sorry if you thought it was going to be a He-Man show, but the title is Masters of the Universe Revelation. So it doesn't say He-Man.
I would totally be intrigued. Now, let me give you a little background because I'm 41 years old. I grew up with He-Man and the Transformers and the GoBots and fucking G.I. Joe and all the good fucking cartoons. I still legit on VHS have Transformer cartoons and G.I. Joe cartoons and He-Man cartoons on VHS. Copyright.
Oh, no way.
1986, 1984. Fucking. I still have them in a bin being taken care of. I'd love to switch them over to digital, but I'm sure they're already out there on digital. Like, why would I go through the work? They're just a cool piece to have. So, yeah, I do have all that. It's a shame I haven't seen the new Masters of the Universe yet, though. And that's why they didn't call it He-Man Masters of the Universe. Because it was a little forwarding on their part, even in the title of the show.
And I think a lot of people had a complaint where Kevin Smith said it was totally a He-Man show, and you can actually, if you want to twist words and all that stuff, you can actually make that argument. It is a He-Man show because it does explore some He-Man and all that stuff, but it's not what everybody was expecting. And I get people being angry, but it kind of plays off of where our society is right now, is where we only read headlines. All right, we only watch the first 5 minutes and decide we're pissed off now. You know, if you kind of just
TikTok videos are 30 seconds. Right?
I heard the animation was
30 seconds. That's what they're cutting attention down to.
Yeah, the animation's great. The music's great. The acting, they have some pretty big time actors doing voices. They had a couple from Game of Thrones. Steve Root does Cringer. Okay, so they got a lot of talent. Sarah Michelle Gellar doesn't work as Tila for me. It just doesn't. It doesn't work for me. But who am I? I'm just some asshole. Right? But
I've heard that.
It was an interesting story. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mind it.
I'm kind of wondering where you are in the MCU right now. Not to totally change focus, but you and I talk a lot of Marvel stuff. And where are you and your son on the MCU? Because we talked about it on the last episode.
Yeah. So he's caught up almost to the end. Like next movie is Endgame.
Oh, sick.
And yeah, next movie's Endgame. And
will he cry?
No, because he's seen it before.
If he doesn't, he's not human. I cried for Endgame, god damn it. And I'm a fucking man, and I'll admit it. I don't give a fuck. I cried like a motherfucker.
The first Marvel movie he ever watched was Infinity War. And then when we split that into 2 parts, and the 2 parts were like 2 weeks apart, and so he didn't really remember much of it. And he had seen Endgame after as well, like a few months later, right? So he knew Infinity War and Endgame, but he didn't know all the backstories. So now he's been able to go through, he's watched all the movies, put all the stories back together, and he's like, yeah, and I watched Infinity War. I didn't remember any of it, and it all just, it just felt a lot more rewarding, because all the stories were there coming together. He's loved it. He's really enjoyed it, and we have a little joke where I say, he'll say, "Hey, Dad, I watched Captain Marvel today." And that's what he watched today. We watched Ant-Man and the Wasp last night.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, and
oh, nice.
It's like, so I was like, "How'd you like it?" Oh, it was pretty good. I was like, well, so every movie I'll ask him, "What was your favorite part?" And he doesn't like pointing out specific things. So he's like, "Can I say the whole thing?" I'm like, yeah, it's fine. So it's fine. But yeah, he's caught up. There was 1 movie to go. He's seen the Spider-Man movies already. Those aren't on Disney Plus. We do have to see The Incredible Hulk from 2008. So I got to get that rented on YouTube. Yeah, it's the only place it is right now. And then he'll start watching the shows, WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier.
With Edward Norton. You got to watch the Edward Norton one. That one's canon. I really like the Eric Bana one. Everybody hates both of the Hulk movies. I enjoy them. You gotta fucking let go, dude, and just enjoy the fucking movie, even if it's trash. But I really enjoyed the Hulk. The Incredible
movies. Hulk.
Yeah. And then after that, you have to start watching the series, man. I'm really going to suggest WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Loki.
I loved WandaVision.
I still couldn't get into WandaVision.
Really? I've heard that too.
All right, I said the same thing. I went through that exact same thing, and I was like, no, I'm not into it. I've seen all these old shows. I grew up in those times, and not all of them, obviously, not the 50s, but I watched all those shows, and Andrew at work was like, bro, wait till you get to episode 3 and 4. I'm like, all right, fine. And I did, and I got hooked after that. And you have to watch it. If you're interested in watching phase 4 of the MCU, you have to start getting into the Disney Plus series, because there's so much lore going on in the back side of things that I don't know if the movies will make sense going forward without watching it.
Yeah, and WandaVision and Loki were phenomenal.
Well, God damn it.
They were so different than anything that's on TV, especially WandaVision. Falcon and Winter Soldier, I enjoyed, but a lot of the rumors saying a lot of things have been cut to work around virus references and stuff like that. So they kind of changed the story a little bit, and you can kind of feel the awkwardness of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I still enjoyed it. I thought Sam Wilson's character. The character of Sam Wilson, excuse me, was a good. His version of Captain America is what America needs right now in a captain. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I like what he had to say. I enjoyed his message, and I think we need more of that, more unity instead of divisiveness.
They definitely put that on very heavy, and I was okay with it too. Like, I agree with their message as well. Like, let's get over it. Yo, we got a black Captain America now, and Chris Evans is gone.
He's like, no, I'm just Captain America. Yeah,
exactly.
The best part of that is, it's Black Falcon. No, it's just Falcon
now. So no, I enjoyed the message.
Randy,
but Loki was a totally different take on some MCU shit that I don't think anybody else had ever seen until they came out with it, and it was very special. And I thought they did a fantastic job. And I mean, you can call Disney evil and Mickey Mouse is Satan all you want, but I'm entertained. They've figured out a way, because I grew up with Disney. Disney was the shit when you were a kid in the 80s. If you had Disney, you had everything. But now Disney's figured out a way to make it fun for both adults and kids without being repetitive like all the old Disney movies were. How many times had you seen...
Did y'all see Cruella?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
I don't watch that garbage.
Oh, it was great. I really enjoyed it.
That's the 101 Dalmatians, like, live action.
Yep, it's the backstory of Cruella DeVille.
You didn't enjoy that 1 second.
Hermione Granger.
Yeah, you didn't like it.
Look at his face right now. He's all Pixar'd out, bro. You guys should be sponsored by Disney Plus right now.
You know what's great about this one? I can close my eyes and take a nap, and my eyes kind of stay open on it.
That's
Randy. What's going on tonight, Randy? What's happening?
What do you mean, man?
You know what I mean. What's going on? What's doing? You're odd right now. you're not the Randy I'm used to.
I smoked 7 microdose capsules.
Oh. Yeah, that'll do it.
And kind of the edge of reality is a little shaky.
Yeah. Is that what's going on?
Did Mike ever have that?
No, I don't. Mike's never relayed anything like that before. No. Maybe he had a little too much.
It's the terpenes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right.
Nah, not at all.
You think
I'll do another one for you.
No, you don't have to do that. Really? Do you think you can handle some thinking with your Dickman?
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm ready to give some advice. I've been giving advice all day to people.
Oh, good.
Because the VP's in town.
Yeah. Walter, did you see Black Widow, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you?
Did you enjoy it?
I did.
Yeah. We saw the weekend it came out. Yeah.
I thought it was really fucking entertaining. And they set so much up for phase 4 and future movies and series.
Did you go to the theaters or watch it at home?
No, I watched it at home.
Yeah, I went to the theater. I love going to the movies, and we hadn't been in almost 2 years at that point. I like watching a movie in the theater and having a bucket of popcorn on my lap and listening to other people fall asleep. That's not even a joke. Some guy fell asleep in the theater, and I thought it was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I did that on our first date. Kristen and I, we both fell asleep. We watched Bridget Jones's Baby.
Jones had a baby? That's awful.
Yeah. But
I got it.
No. Rim.
Yeah.
I was going to say something to you, and it was going to be really funny.
Was it?
But
Oh.
I think I lost it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was really great.
another time you should have me on the show. When I first moved.
Oh, that's it. Scarlett Johansson suing Disney. I'm sorry.
No, you're
Walter.
fine.
Thanks, Tanks.
I don't know anything about it, so I can't
Oh,
comment.
you haven't heard?
I just heard the headline. I haven't dug into it at all.
No, her original contract pretty much states that she, gets a percentage of what it does in theaters. But then they released it on Disney Plus, and there was nothing in the contract about that. And I mean, Disney Plus made like $60 million off the premium access, and apparently she's not getting a cut of it. So, yeah. And you know what?
Well, she won't be back.
That's what I said. But you know what? I kind of disagree because Kevin Feige wants to work with Scarlett Johansson still. There's a lot of story to tell, especially with multiverse shit. But
yep.
I think they'll just work it out.
I could replace her.
I know you could. You're so fucking sexy, Randy. Put a redheaded wig on you.
My milkshakes bring all the boys
I
to
would
the
love
yard.
to see your fucking hero landings, your superhero landings.
And they're
would be
like
epic, bro.
It's better than yours.
It's 3 points.
Dude, I'm a big guy, so my calves are sexy as fuck.
Yeah. Walter, do you remember what you were saying before Randy interrupted you?
But no, Scarlett Johansson, I think they'll work it out outside of court because Kevin Feige really wants to keep working with her. And I get it. If you file a lawsuit against Disney, I mean, are we going to be friends after that? Probably not. But it is kind of fucked up. And the thing I think is cool is she doesn't need the money. I think she's being more of an advocate because if Disney thinks they could pull this off with a big star like Scarlett Johansson, then they could pull it off with smaller trying to come up actors too. So I think this is more of a fact of principle and not the money that she's losing out on, which is a couple $1 million apparently. So you know what?
It's not nothing.
Big shout out ScarJo.
Yeah, imagine Warner Media. They're giving them away for free on HBO Max.
Right.
Yeah. Well, got to watch that piece of shit Mortal Kombat for free. I wouldn't pay for that anyway. All right,
What about Looney Tunes? Did you hear Rim the Elite did a Looney Tunes spot last night?
I heard, and I don't care. I was talking to my dad today, Randy. I went to lunch with my dad, and we were talking about wrestling, and he was bringing up who showed up in AEW. He was talking about. I don't remember.
Nick Gage?
No, not even that. He was talking about something from last night, and I told him, man, Dad, I wish I could watch that, because I used to watch Kenny Omega and Young Bucks and Cody on YouTube, and they were so entertaining, and I loved being the Elite. And whenever I got to see them wrestle, it was like once or twice a year, and Chris OC had to download it from Japan and all that bullshit. It was great. And now they're on every week and do the same thing. And it's boring, and I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not as special anymore. The thing that
at least
special,
they do different matches. WWE literally did 6 months of Drew and Bobby Lashley.
I'm not defending WWE in the least. That product is not that great right now. What I'm saying is, the Elite being on TV every week ruined what was special about them to me. All right, not to anybody else, just to me. All right. The best story in wrestling that was told in the last 10 years, I think, was Cody trying to take over the Bullet Club. And that was all played out on YouTube and a couple Ring of Honor shows and a Supercard. So, but it's fantastic. All right, let's give some advice because that's what we're here to do. Walter, I don't know if you know this, but I've been a professional advice giver since 2012.
I recall.
I used to have a partner.
I'll be your partner tonight, Rem. I got your back, dude. I'll give advice.
You want segments? We've got segments. It's Thinking with Your Dickman.
Randy, don't smoke any more weed because I'm going to need you to send me these files tonight, man. All right? And I don't want to be chasing you at 2 a.m. All right, so Jeffrey writes in.
What files?
I have 3 testicles. And that's not the weird part. 2 are in one sack, 1 in a separate sack. In 48 years, every doctor's told me it's something they've only ever seen once. The problem is how it scares away the ladies. I frequently use Tinder, and just as frequently end dates with the woman leaving awkwardly, never to hear from her again. My question is, do you have any advice on ways to warn the ladies of what they're about to encounter without scaring them off? I'd love to be able to go on a second date one of these days. So first of all, Jeffrey, my initial thought is you're fucking with us, and I don't appreciate that. Secondly, I am going to answer this question. Walter, you raise your hands. I have an answer. It looks like you do too. Go ahead.
I mean, if this is a legit fucking question, and I'm not going to dismiss it, it could be. I mean, that would be rad. I think you should show it off and get off Tinder, get off Facebook dating, and just go to fetlife.com. And dude, you're a fetish at that point. If you really have 3 testicles, you're a fetish. And you should exploit that, unless you're looking for something like genuine and monogamous, and you just don't want to freak girl out. Still, go to FetLife and just explain your story.
So, Jeffrey, Walter's absolutely right. I was going to say advertise it, in your Tinder profile, and I didn't think of FetLife, but FetLife, that sounds amazing. All right, so that Walter's right on this. You have to you have to play this one up. This has to become you, okay? Maybe not necessarily a personality, but you need to advertise this thing, because there's somebody out there. Trevor's pointing at himself because I think Trevor has 3 testicles.
I think Trevor might have a...
What, did he put
Did
something
we
in
lose
chat?
Randy? Or
Randy's, no, he's...
Yep.
Am I?
No, Randy's here. He's just waiting his turn.
Go, Trevor.
Okay. I was just going to say, I was curious and I Googled it, and it says... Polyarchidism is a very rare condition. Men with this condition are born with more than 2 testicles, and there are only about 200 known reported cases.
So you're special. You're rare and you're special.
So it could be a real thing. It could be a real situation.
I'm proud of Trevor for Googling.
So Jeffrey, there is somebody out there for everybody, and that's true. Like women with colostomy bags are making money on the side with dudes who have colostomy fetishes. Okay, like men have fetishes for just about anything because we're gross. All right. You heard about all these poor women online getting abused through voice chat. Just imagine what they're into in real life. Colostomies, feet, weird spitting things. It's all that. So there's a woman out there for you, or there's a guy out there for you. Maybe, it's 2021. Love is love, right? And dudes are into everything. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's a dude out there who would love to play with 3 testicles. I know Randy would. Randy, what do you have to say about this?
My advice is find a local church and go to a Celebrate Recovery group, and they separate you into male and female groups, but you can kind of start to mingle, with whoever you want there. You'll have your selection. That really helped me out after my divorce.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Randy didn't start telling people. No, I said that wrong. Randy told people up front about his 3rd testicle. All right. He didn't hide it. See, hiding it, that's when you get the one who's in first person. Oh my God, I wasn't expecting that. No, you got to be, that's like one of the first things you got to say. Listen,
I do got a lump in my testicle that I got to have my doctor look at in September.
Yeah. Take care of that.
Concerned.
Say, I'm 27, male, brown hair, green eyes, 5'10", 200 pounds, 3 testicles. Like that's got to be right there in your profile.
5'11", 394.
Oh, I mean, we did just your weight, by the way. Yeah. I'm sorry, Walter.
Call me educated, but the minute I looked at Randy's face, I just assumed he had 3 testicles. So, education, science. I was really good in science.
In that camera, his face looks like a testicle. You look like one big testicle.
It's funny. He's been going through so many different screens. It's been entertaining, to say the least.
So thank you for writing in, Jeffrey. We appreciate you coming to us for some really good advice. And I'm not ashamed of anything we ever put. And all of our episodes are still online. They're back. All of them are back, by the way. They're all back.
I'm happy to hear that.
But they're all back.
Congratulations.
Yeah, they're all back. All right. Thanks, pal. Thank you. Our ray of sunshine looks like we're in the clear. And I didn't tell him either. I didn't tell him that we put all the episodes back because I felt like if I told him, he would get nervous.
Oh,
you got to take him down. So I figure the plan is if somebody says something to Ray of Sunshine, he'll then get in touch with me and be like, hey, Rem, are the episodes back? And then I'd be, oh, shit, I thought we were okay. Let me turn them off. I'll just play dumb. And I can say all this here on the show because I know for a fact that Ray does not listen to the Rich Dickman show. He barely talks to us at all.
He downloads, though.
He downloads. So make sure you download. You don't necessarily have to listen. All right. What else we got here? Walter.
Yes.
My man.
How you doing?
Anything else you wanna Hey, how you doing, man?
How you doing?
I had a great time talking to you earlier tonight, Walter. I hope it's an enjoyable interview for everybody. Let's unless you have anything else you want to bring up tonight, we can start plugging all your stuff again, and we can start wrapping it up.
Cool. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed our interview. You can check it out Friday, which is Jesus Christ, I got all this technology in front of me.
The 6th, August 6th.
August 6th. Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on thatmetalstation.com. Tune in to Walter's Wall of Woe. And yeah, we're going to play that interview that you and I recorded right before the show tonight. And dude, I had a blast. Like, I got to know a little bit more about podcasting through you and stuff. It was really a good time. But yeah, you can check me out every week on thatmetalstation.com. We also have merch and stuff, and so many good DJs. Like, it's not just me. It's not like a single podcast. We have a live chat room. Come check us out. There's a schedule on the page if you scroll down. And we have DJs that play 80s funk. We have DJs that play 90s metal, new metal. I play brutal death metal myself. So, but yeah, I like to do a lot of interviews, and ours is going to be fun this week. So yeah, I look forward to it, man.
Should reach out to Jules since she does the Twitch DJing in the park.
Oh, in the park? Yeah, I'll make sure to go to her park.
Yeah, that's what Walter wants to do is talk to Jules. Walter, you know what I like about our interview earlier is that you actually interviewed me and you had things prepared, and you even plugged my website before I even got to it. And you're like, oh, and there's a podcast service. Like, thank you for doing that. That felt nice. It made me feel special. And you can check it out August 6th at 1 p.m. Eastern, thatmetalstation.com. My interview with Walter on his wonderful death metal, hardcore metal, brutal metal show, Walter's Wall of Woe. All right. Boom. That's it. Randy, you got anything else, or you okay, bud?
Aren't you forgetting something really important?
What? Say the words.
Oh, geez, Rick.
Oh, our Rick and Morty review. Shit, I forgot. Yeah, because another unremarkable episode to this week.
Oh, you didn't. I thought it was at least a B+.
I mean, it's in the B's. You know? It's in the B's, but nothing really stood out to me where I had 15 minutes of laugh. I mean, turning themselves into turkeys and they're trying to one up each other, Rick and the president. I thought that was good, but it kind of just. It was one of those where, somebody got super stoned while writing it and be like, this will be funny. What if they're all turkeys, man? That'd be fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
It was that Thanksgiving Day special.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty great. My favorite part about the whole thing was the animation of whenever the humans turned into turkeys. Like, that animation was pretty sick. Yeah. So real quick, just give a quick synopsis of why were Rick and Morty and the President of the United States of America turkeys? Because Rick was trying to get a pardon, because they were trying to steal the Constitution, and Morty accidentally blew a hole through the Constitution and a bunch of other, national monuments and stuff. And so they were trying to attack Rick and Morty inside the house during Thanksgiving. And Jerry was super pissed and was like, we should have went to my parents. And Beth was like, you never even brought that up. And Jerry was like, yeah, but I would rather be there than here.
Okay. So
I'm doing it again.
You're doing it again. So if I can just say to Walter real quick. All right. So I can't remember if you do watch Rick and Morty or not, but you don't really need to know anything other than Rick, one of the characters in the show, does something stupid and needs a presidential pardon. So in order to get the presidential pardon every year, he turns himself into a turkey that gets pardoned by the president.
I don't watch Rick and Morty, but I totally get that reference, and that's funny as hell because I'm familiar with the turkey pardon every year. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So it turns out it's Rick every year. So that was that the premise there was fantastic.
Well, right. And then, like, the B plot, it turns into they accidentally turn one of the turkeys into the president, and it turns into kind of like, that X-Men movie where the Apocalypse guy kind of came up. I forget I think his name was Apocalypse. But it kind of reminded me of that, and because they they made these super turkey minions, and then they had to go to the what was it called? The Crypt of the New World. Crypt of the New World. And they had to summon these aliens that, fought a war against each other till they were united against the turkey dinosaurs.
Mike's got to stop watching these episodes.
They fought for control. And they fought for control of the Earth. And they the president unleashed them, and that's how they turned the tide.
Fucking funny.
All right.
So,
yeah, that's great.
It was a great B plot.
All right, Randy, say the words, buddy. Let's wrap this one up.
Let's bring this baby home.
Thank you, Randy, and thank you, Walter, once again for coming on with us tonight in the Rich Dickman Show. It's been a pleasure, as always. Yeah, wading our way through the delicate Jules Scott issue. Dude,
it was a blast.
Sorry for all that.
I had a good time with it.
And Randy's weird tonight. I'm sorry you had to deal with Randy tonight, Randy. But it's all love, baby. That's right.
I want a performance review right now. I need a development plan and a roadmap on how I can go from executive producer to executive vice president and producer.
It'll mean more if I call you, so maybe I'll call you. Thank you, Heart of Tanks, for Fake News the Game. Walter, congratulations on your victory. All right, you're up there in the Hall of Champions with me and Randy and everybody else who won the game, but thank you for being there. So, Heart, we'll have Tanks back. I'm the only
two-time champ, so y'all can suck it.
You might be. We'll have Tanks back in a couple weeks, and we'll do another round of Fake News the Game. You're doing a great job. Thank you, buddy. All right. What am I doing tonight? Oh, we're wrapping up. Thank you all so much for listening to us tonight on The Rich Dickman Show, and listen to me next week, August 6th, on thatmetalstation.com at 1 p.m. Eastern with Walter on Walter's Wall of Woe. If you like what we do, you want to support the show, tell a friend and leave a review on your podcast player of choice. Those things are awesome. Thank you so much. But if you like us even more than that, you can check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Rich Dickman. For the month of July, Randy and Rem had our first Ramblin' episode where we had a tournament of new songs. And then we also had the Connecticast, the liquor-fueled Connecticast from 2014. Randy and Maddie recorded some type of bonus episode earlier this week. I have not heard it. So Randy sent me the file. We'll put it together sometime in the next couple of days, and we'll get it out there in its form, in its original form. All right. And plus you get videos of the show every week. So get in there, patreon.com/Rich Dickman. And of course, richdickman.com for all of your Rich Dickman needs. Walter was kind enough to bring that up for me on his interview. That was so professional. Like, I was like, wow, this dude, boom. Here's a finger gun. Wait, here's the camera, finger gun, boom, boom. richdickman.com. Get there, click the merch tab, get yourself some merch, or go to amazon.com, search Rich Dickman, get that Eat the Rich t-shirt. Our YouTube link is up there. All the shows are posted on YouTube, and subscribe on YouTube if you could. That'd be cool. Maybe we'll do some more. Every once in a while, I'll throw something fun up there. Listen to all of our friends. Okay. Listen to Walter's Wall of Woe every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. All right. Listen to our buddies at Who Gives a Shit with Crippled Jesus and Adam from Houston. Another fantastic episode coming out to you guys this week. And of course, listen to our friends at Not for Human Consumption. And be nice. All right. We show kindness. And love. Always.
Fuck those guys.
Thank you.
Oh, can I plug a podcast?
Real quick. Go ahead.
They had a really insightful episode, The Political Orphanage, on, how they're using...
What's the name of the podcast?
Political Orphanage.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
just check it out.
Orphanage.
Yeah, it's
check it
a
out.
great episode.
Oh, and Roast Mortem did Nero. So check out Roast Mortem cast this week.
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
That dude is insane. He's what the Antichrist is based on.
Yeah,
hey,
awesome.
Can I plug something real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know the Roast Mortem guys. You know Cody from Roast Mortem?
Yeah. My buddy.
Yeah. He also does a podcast called Heavy Hole Podcast.
That's Tom. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, Tom.
Tom does Heavy Hole, yeah.
No, it is Tom. I'm sorry. Because I'm used to the FHC guys saying fucking Cody all the time. So, no, yeah. Tom and I... and Will have all spoken, done an interview on our show before. So,
awesome.
Those guys are rad. If you guys are into death metal or want to get into it, check out Tom and Will's podcast. Yeah, I don't know why I said Cody. Now I feel like a dick. Edit that, dude. Put that in. Yeah, cut that in post.
I'll see what I can do.
Put it in the notes.
I'll mess around with it while I'm playing Valheim. RichDickmanShow@gmail.com or at Rich Dickman Show on Twitter. You can find Executive Producer Ryan at Sir0 on Twitter or Sir0 with an E at gmail.com. Producer Ryan at Ryan TRDS. My mother at Rem_Mama. I am at Rem Dickman. And Randy, if they want to join us every week in a live show or call the Dickman line, how do they do that?
Oh, they're going to want to come between 9:20 and 10 p.m. Eastern at bit.do/TRDS1. That's to join our Discord. You can listen live. You get all the contents that the patrons get, and you don't have to pay any money. So come check it out. And then you can also call our voicemail and leave us a voicemail, which I guess we didn't get into this week again. So fucking do something, boys. Where you at, Flo and Joe? We miss you. We love you. Get in our voicemail DMs at 860-316-4776.
Thank you,
That's
Randy.
860-316-4776.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Tanks. Thank you, Walter. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you all. Great episode tonight. Thanks again. And,
you know what we need, Rim?
Jules to go fuck herself.
No, we need to look up and see what our number spells. So we can say like 316 elf gut or something.
Get on that while you're on lunch tomorrow listening to that podcast. Good night.
I'll do it right now.
Walter, you got to say see ya.
See ya.
Thank you.
Boosh!
I forgot, dude. I totally forgot.
Almost
Drop the
perfect.
ball.
We forgot to tell you, so it's not your fault. We're supposed to produce, make sure you know what. Yeah, it's all right. That's all right.
I've been here before, though. What the fuck, idiot?
What the fuck? All right.